All right, number 1, a dolphin travels through the water at a speed of 25 kilometers per hour. Okay, this word per means that we're going to multiply. All right, and we want to know which representation shows the distance a dolphin can travel at this rate. So at this rate, it's 25 miles per hour. So when we look over here, we have hours. So at 0 hours, 0 distance. At 2 hours is 50 kilometers. Well, if at 1 hour the dolphin goes 25, then at 2 he would go 50. At 4 he would go 100. So this rate matches this table. If I look at this equation here on B, y is equal to x plus 25, where x represents the time in hours and y represents the distance in kilometers, there's nothing here that's multiplying, okay? And our rate needs to multiply, so it can't be B. C has the hours here and the kilometers here, and our rate is 1 hour and 25 kilometers, but here the time, it says 25, and on the kilometers it says 1. So this is backwards. Okay, this isn't labeled correctly. So it can't be C. And D says that in 5 hours, the dolphin can travel 135 kilometers. Well, if each hour is 25, then 5 times 25 is 125, not that 135. So that doesn't equal. So that can't be my answer. So my answer is going to be A, because each of these are the same rate, the 1 hour and 25 kilometers. All right, number 2. A group of students stood in a circle to play a game. The circle had a diameter of 22 meters. Which measurement is closest to the circumference of the circle in meters? So you're going to need to use your handy dandy reference material. You're going to need to find circumference. We're finding circumference. The information they gave us is the diameter. So I have 2 formulas for circumference, and I need to use the one that has diameter because that's what I was given. So I need to use this equation, C is equal to pi d, because that's the one I use for circumference. So C is equal to pi d. Okay, and we estimate pi to be about 3.14. But since my answer choices are fairly far apart, I'm going to try using 3 and not worry about the decimals and see if that works for me. So 3 times my diameter of 22. So 22 times 3 is 66. And over here, my answer choices, I've got 69. That is close enough to 66. So I don't have to worry about multiplying by those decimals. If my answer choices were closer together, then I could multiply by the 3.14. But for this problem, estimating with 3 is just fine. Number 3, Mrs. Kelso and Mr. Bonham gave each of their students a small bag of colored tiles. The students each counted the number of purple tiles they received. The box plot displays the data for both classes. So here we have Mrs. Kelso's and Mr. Bonham's classes, and this is the number of purple tiles. Which statement is best supported by the information in the box plot? Okay, so the first one is talking about the range. The second one is talking about being symmetrical. The third one is talking about the median. And the last one is talking about the interquartile range. All right, so let's look at this and let's get some data. So the first one is about the range. Range is the high minus the low. Okay, range is the high minus the low. So we have a high of pretty close. Let's see, that's 16, 17. That's about 17 minus the 5. So we have a range of 12 for Mrs. Kelso's. So hers is about 12. Mr. Bonham's is 16 minus 6, which is 10. So his is 10. So the range of the data for his class is less than the range of the data for her class. So that's true. 10 is less than 12. All right, but let's look at all the answer choices to make sure. So B, the data for Mrs. Kelso's classes are more symmetrical than the data for Mr. Bonham's classes. Well, to be symmetrical, each part of this box plot would be about the same. So really his is more symmetrical because each section is kind of about the same, and hers this is a little bit smaller. So that's not true. The median number of the data for Mr. Bonham's class is less than the median number for Mrs. Kelso's class. The median is that line in the middle of the box. So for her, that's a median of 10. All right, so for him, that's a median of 11. For her, that's a median of 10. So 11 is not less than 10, so that's not true. The interquartile range of the data of her class is greater than the interquartile range of his class. The interquartile range is the range of the box, all right, just the box. So the box is about 11, 12, 13, and 6, 7, 8. Okay, so hers is 13 minus 8, which is 5. And his is 14 minus 6, 7, 8, also 8, which is 6. And it says that hers is greater than his. Well, that's not true. So the only one that was true was A.